Are your headlights looking dull and hazy? There are a ton of products for restoring headlights, so it can really be hard to know which one to buy. So today we're going to be testing some of the most popular headlight restoration products and see how they stack up. By the end of today's video, you're going to know exactly which kit is right for you and how to use it to make your headlights look brand new. All right, first product we're going to try is the ArmorAll Ultra Shine, and this is the headlight restoration wipes. Just comes with 6 wipes, 3 for each headlight. And we're going to start with step 1, which is the oxidization removal. And I've already washed the headlight with water. I think there needs to be some kind of abrasive, but this does claim that it wipes all the oxidation off. So we're going to see if they're right. I can definitely tell, like, stuff's coming off. Yellow haze that was on there and supposedly coming off here. You just keep going until oxidization stops coming off. This definitely is less yellow than before, but it's still, like, you can see where the plastic is rough. So according to instructions, now going to just wipe this with a lint-free rag and get ready for this next step. The instructions say not to let the sealant wipes touch any painted surfaces, and that's going to be true for most of the kits. And some of the kits come with tape, others don't. This one didn't, so I'm using some painter's tape, but keep that in mind. If you were super careful, I guess you could avoid the painted surfaces without tape, but I don't trust myself, so I'm going to be safer than sorrier. Okay, moving on to step 2, the sealant wipe. They say one of these wipes will do both headlights. Potentially you could get 2 applications out of this whole kit. The instructions did not give a whole lot of guidance on this step, but I am just going to do a good 30% overlap in my rows. So unless something magical happens when it dries, there's going to be a lot of leftover oxidization. You can see the different colors of the plastic and where it's all like broken apart. So I don't know about this. The scratches here got a little better, but you can still see them. So after you do the sealing wipe, it says you got to wait 3 hours before you can expose it to moisture or anything. The manufacturer didn't actually state how long this repair is supposed to last, but we found some user reviews that said anywhere around 4 to 6 months before you would have to redo this process. Now, as far as the overall result, it did get rid of that yellowing color from the oxidization, but what it didn't address was sort of the rough, deeper surface irregularities, the deeper hazing and cracking that also comes from oxidization. All right, the next product we are going to use is the Meguiar's 2-step restoration kit. This does have some abrasive pads in it, so I'm going to go ahead and mask this headlight out before I do anything. Okay, so this kit costs 20 bucks, and it comes with a cleaning solution, some scuffing pads, and headlight coating. So pretty straightforward. So I'm just going to apply this sucker to the cleaning pad. Quarter-sized amount, it says. Now, I like to see that it has this abrasive pad. Definitely a little more elbow grease required on this one. Okay, so what we're looking for is a uniform smoothness and color. Let's check our progress. So I can definitely see that it's blending better. It's still not uniform though. I'll give it one more shot, but I'm not sure that these pads are abrasive enough to cut into that like it should. It's a little better. I just feel like these pads probably aren't quite aggressive enough to really cut in and get rid of this completely. But we'll see if the sealant makes any difference. Okay, so the final coating in this kit is actually a spray, which may sound easy, but it actually means I have to mask this off a lot more. I'm going to get my camera operator Andrew to do it.
Hi folks.
This just went from being super easy to a little bit more labor intensive. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're just going to wait for this coat to dry. Okay, now that it's been 3 to 5 minutes, we are going to do our second coat. So the coating isn't dry yet, but I can already tell that it totally got rid of that variation between the rough and smooth areas of the headlight. So I am hopeful that this is going to look really good. While we take this chance to literally watch paint dry, grab a cup of coffee, sit back and relax, and subscribe to the channel so you can enjoy more of our amazing content. Okay, this dries to the touch in 3 to 5 minutes, but not supposed to expose it to water for 24 hours when it's fully cured. As far as overall results, I am actually pretty impressed. The clear coat really took it all away. It's really clear now. The one issue I do see is these tiny little bubbles in the clear coat. I could even see it as soon as I painted it on. The manufacturer says that this treatment is good for a year, and from my research, a lot of people are reporting the same thing. The cool thing about this kit is they give you enough coating spray and cleaning solution. You could probably do your headlights at least a couple times. Okay, the next one we're gonna try is the TurtleWax Headlight Restorer, and this one costs $22. It also has abrasive sanding pads, so we're getting Andrew to tape up this headlight. It has you starting with this clarifying compound with the idea that that actually might be all of the abrasion you need. And if it's not enough to make the headlight clear, then there's other products in there that you move on to. Apply and rub. Here we go. I can tell from my rag that I am getting that yellowy stuff out. This is essentially a rubbing compound. I'm gonna go over it one more time. So after doing that, I can tell it's a lot less yellow, but there's still scratches and some deformities in the surface that this did not get out. So we're gonna go to the next step that they recommend. Going to be using these sanding pads. There's 4 sides. Gonna start with number 1 and use the lubricant on the pad and the lens. Okay, I'm gonna flip the pad over to number 2. Pads are kind of hard to hold on to, so it's definitely a little more involved than some of the earlier kits. Okay, moving to number 3 grit. Okay, I'm just gonna give this a little wipe down, and it's a nice uniform foggy haze, which is what we wanna see. I think that looks way better. Okay, so now we're moving on to the wipes, and they included a glove to wear, so I will definitely be wearing that. And they only give you 1 cleaning wipe for both sides, so you'd want to do both of these at the same time. Once that is dry, we're immediately going to apply the sealing wipe. Again, you only get 1 of these, so you'd want to do both lenses if you were doing both sides. This says it takes 24 hours to cure. TurtleWax doesn't actually say how long this treatment lasts, but with a little research online, people are saying around 6 months they have to reapply this in some cases. Overall results, I think, are really good. There's no yellowing, and it also got rid of a lot of that surface irregularity and roughness, so I'm pretty stoked on this. Let me know in the comments if you like Andrew doing all the dirty work on camera as much as I do. Next one we're gonna try, RainX Headlight Restoration. All right, so this kit actually comes with a drill attachment, which I'm stoked about because I'm tired of doing things by hand. This first sand is the one that does all the work, and then all the sanding afterwards is essentially just removing the scratches from the first sand. To me, this process is just so much more satisfying because I feel like it really removes the whole top layer of this lens. To me, it's better because you're just fully stripping one layer off, and you're basically starting with fresh plastic, which I just think is the best way to do it. All right, we're going to the 4000. All right, so I'm gonna wipe this lens down, get ready for the buffing. I've got a nice uniform kind of fog to it, which is what I wanna see. All right, now we are going to put the buffing compound on this buffing pad. Not too much. Kind of spread this around so I don't flail it all over my clothes. Oh yeah. Not even done and it looks really good. Okay, so we're moving on to the last step, which is the sealer. RainX gives you 2 gloves. So I'm a big fan. Okay, I'm gonna do a second application just to give it some extra protection. Okay, so I made a little mistake. The instruction didn't really say how long to wait before doing a second coat, and I think I didn't wait long enough. So I got a bunch of streaks in this, and I really like this whole process because I feel like, as I said before, you're getting so much more of the surface of the headlight fully removed, and then you're starting from a nice smooth surface when you coat it. So RainX says wait 8 hours before you get these wet. When they're fully cured. They don't say how long this is supposed to last you, but reviews online are looking like 6 months to a year before you have to do it again. Last kit that I want to talk about is a popular one by 3M, and we actually used this in another video on that white truck. I'm not actually going to do this one today. If you're interested in the nitty-gritty of how it all goes down, you can check out our other video, which we'll include the link to here. It's $15. It comes with its own masking tape, which is different than the other kits. It also comes with really good instructions, like how long to wait before putting on the second coat. I might not have made that mistake if I would have had instructions like this. And then you can get it wet after 1 hour of it drying, which is pretty cool. And they claim that it lasts 2 years, which is actually a lot longer than most of the other kits claim. We did some research, and people are finding that it'll last at least a year, maybe a little more. So at the end of the day, any of these projects could work, depending on what you need. So for example, if your oxidization isn't really that bad on your car, maybe it's just the yellow color, these two products could work great for you. If you have something a little bit more heavy that you need to actually get in there with some abrasive stuff, these two have that option for you. If your headlights just have maybe some discoloration and some really light oxidization, the ArmorAll kit is like your simplest bet, and it'll get rid of that yellow color. If you do have some surface flaws that you really need to kind of dig into, you're going to need to get into these four. And the Meguiar's is like the simplest. I mean, there's literally just like a pad for kind of roughing it, and then there's a sealant. The TurtleWax is simpler than these two, so the instructions were really clear. You don't need a drill for this. Everything was really numbered well. The results from these two are actually very similar and really good. I think the 3M kit has some advantages for me. It comes with a roll of tape, which is awesome. It's $5 cheaper than the RainX, and also the drying time on it is really nice and short. In addition, the testimonials are really good, and a year is a really solid time before you have to do it again. So if it were me, I would go with this kit every time. Guys, if you like this video, you're definitely gonna wanna check out this other one we made where we compare home remedies for headlight restoration, like toothpaste, baking soda, WD-40. Don't wanna miss it.